So this is where it all goes down. I guess this is my studio. So it's very bare bones. There's no acoustic treatment. It's just a kind of an office room in an apartment. And it's just me, my guitar, my computer, and a pair of headphones. So it's really nothing too crazy. Anybody can do it. Quick rig rundown. You have the guitar there, which is an ESP Steph 7B, 7-string baritone guitar. Goes into that pedal underneath the desk there. It's usually not underneath, but your whammy pedal, which goes into this Focusrite red box, this Scarlett right here. And from here it goes straight into the DAW. I use Logic, and out these Sennheiser headphones. No studio monitors, no nothing. And shout out here to good old Mr. Snuggles wearing the classic Brand of Sacrifice jersey, hockey jersey, the first one we ever made. And no studio's complete without the baby. Come here. Oh, look at this big boy. Yeah. All right, let's talk about music for a second. So the interesting thing about the genre Brand of Sacrifice is in, whether you consider that deathcore or metalcore or whatever you want to call it, is that there's this hyperfixation on how heavy things can be, how heavy things sound. And I'm of the opinion that it's not the drop or the breakdown per se that makes things as heavy as they are. It's actually something else. Think about when you go to a live show to see one of your favorite bands, and you're in a packed room and they start playing your favorite song and the lights are flashing and everyone is moving and you're anticipating that one moment in the song that just totally sets off the entire room. Every good song has it. I know you know what I'm talking about. That feeling of tension and anticipation, and then finally the moment comes and the whole room just explodes. So I think that feeling is kind of what we tried to capture when we were making this record. What I think makes Lifeblood special is this theme of tension throughout the entire thing, both musically and lyrically. When you think about it, while we were writing this record, we were surrounded by tension and stress, right? Like we had just up and left our label in the midst of a pandemic with tons of uncertainty. We just taken on a bunch of the financial risk for the band. And even personally, like, we were all going through some stuff. So I actually think that's what a lot of metal musicians completely overlook, is it's not about the drop or the breakdown, it's about what comes right before it. Because without that, you're already at the destination. There's no build-up, there's no journey, there's no tension. You're just there. And when that moment finally comes, when the spark reaches the dynamite, it's an explosion. It's like a Michael Bay movie. It's a spectacle. Okay, so let me show you an example. There is a song on the record. It's called Altered Eyes, and I think the end of the song perfectly captures what I'm talking about when it comes to using tension in order to accomplish something heavy, right? So already towards the end of the song, you have that repeating chorus, and the second half sort of has this upbeat sort of drum beat with the chants, and a lead is actually added in to sort of mix it up and keep the beat going. The drums start picking up even more, and then all of a sudden, silence. So already there was a brief buildup, and now you know something is coming because the chorus was actually used as a tension device, a method of tension. So once it cuts to silence, we have this sort of submarine kind of chime sample in the background, which is sort of like a repeating theme in the song. And then this metallic kind of zip sample reminds me of kind of like a gun cocking. So, you know, the song is letting you know something else is about to happen, and then boom. And then the idea here was like, okay, this part on its own is heavy, but when you pick it apart, it's really not all that spectacular, right? Like it's sort of a standard kind of nu metal type two-step, which is cool, but you know, we thought about it and we thought, okay, why don't we add some more tension here? Let's use this first breakdown as a tension device. So let's take Kyle's vocals on the drop, right? And chop it up and use it as a riser. So we sampled it over and over on top of the beat and started pitching it up gradually to add sort of some suspense during the entire drop. And it sort of widens itself out a bit. And then we add the distorted synths behind the guitars for the second iteration. So now as a listener, you're like, this is sick, but is something else coming? Is this not the end, right? I need to know what's going to happen. It's a, what the fuck did I just hear, right? It's larger than life. And then you got to go back and make the journey again just to figure out what happened.